Tonight we're traveling to the southern tip of Africa, to a place where history and horror are fused together in stone, a place older than most nations, a place built on power, fear, and suffering. This is the story of the Castle of Good Hope. Welcome back to the archives. I'm Em.
And I'm Nick.
Anything new with you?
Nothing new with me.
No.
Something new with the...
New with the archives.
Our store, I guess you could call it. We're probably about a week or so out from having that up and running. If you're looking for any gear. It's going to be limited to start, but it's going to be there. It might not be the, I guess, normal way, like, podcasts do it. I feel like a lot of them work with t-shirt companies and stuff. And
we're doing it our way.
We're we're doing it our way. It's going to be an Etsy store, so we'll figure things out as we go. But yes. It should be coming soon. But other than that, it's springtime.
Yeah, happy spring.
Phillies are driving people nuts.
As per usual.
Flyers are trying to make a playoff push. That's about it for us.
Yeah. Yeah. Aside from that, why don't we head to the castle?
Let's
head to the Castle of Good Hope. Standing in Cape Town, this fortress isn't just the oldest surviving colonial building in South Africa, it's also widely considered one of the most haunted locations in the Southern Hemisphere. And when you hear what happened inside these walls, you'll understand why pretty quickly. To understand the hauntings, we have to go back to the beginning. And I mean beginning. The mid-1600s. At the time, the Dutch East India Company, one of the most powerful corporations in history, needed a way station. Ships traveling between Europe and Asia faced brutal conditions rounding the Cape. So in 1652, they established a settlement. But the original fort? Wood and clay. Temporary and very weak. Then came fear. Rumors of war between Britain and the Netherlands began spreading in the 1660s. And that fear sparked something much bigger. In 1666, construction began on a massive stone fortress. A pentagon-shaped bastion fort, designed for war. It took 13 years to complete, finishing in 1679. But here's the part that history doesn't always soften. This castle was built using enslaved labor, brought from places like Madagascar, India, and Indonesia. Thousands of people forced into brutal conditions to build a structure meant to control others. Inside the walls, the castle functioned as a self-contained world. A church, it had workshops, living quarters, government chambers, and prisons. From the very beginning, this wasn't just a fortress. It was a place of authority, punishment, and control.
Over the years, the Castle of Good Hope became the center of colonial power at the Cape. Decisions made inside the walls controlled every aspect of life. Who could live where, what could be grown, what people were worth. And if you resisted, you could end up in the dungeons. Deep beneath the castle lies a place known as Donkergat, the Dark Hole. A dungeon where prisoners were held, tortured, and forgotten. Even today, people describe it as suffocating. Not just physically, but emotionally. Like the air itself remembers. And historically, the castle didn't just imprison. It executed. One of the most infamous stories involves a Dutch governor, Peter Gisbert van Noot. In 1728, he sentenced 7 soldiers to death for desertion. The legend says one of the condemned men cursed him before dying. That same day, Van Noot was found dead. There was no clear explanation, just gone. And according to many, he never left.
Yeah, I feel like I wouldn't take that as a coincidence if I was cursed by somebody who was about to be put to death, and then, later that day I'm a kaput.
Yep, you get
I don't
cursed
know.
and then are found dead.
Yeah.
Makes that jives.
Yeah. So, the first major recorded haunting didn't actually happen until centuries later. A tall man was seen walking along the castle's ramparts. Witnesses described him as silent, purposeful. Then, without warning, he just leapt off the wall and vanished. No body was ever found. Then, in 1947, he came back. For 2 weeks, multiple people reported seeing the same exact figure, walking, pacing, and again, jumping over and over, like he was trapped or reliving something. A moment, a death, a punishment. No one knows who he is, but he's still considered one of the castle's most famous spirits. Which I feel like that's just, like, a case of, like, you're stuck in the, like, the limbo, I guess, like, type of thing.
Yeah, you're the reliving it.
Yeah.
You're like that type of ghost.
Mhm.
Man, we should know this. What kind of ghost they actually call it, like the technical term.
Yeah.
But
Regardless, I feel like that's one of the saddest type of stories.
Yeah. What else? We covered something else where, like, the little girl was seen to jump out the window.
Yeah.
To get away from...
Oh, yeah.
Was that the New Orleans one?
They might have
Madame...
been. Yeah.
what is her name? Madame La Lorraine.
Yes.
That's what it was. So now imagine this. You're walking through the courtyard at night. It's quiet. Too quiet. Then suddenly, a large black dog appears. It snarls, it charges, and just before it reaches you, it disappears. Gone. No sound, no trace. This spectral dog has been reported by multiple witnesses over the years. Some say it's aggressive, others say it's a guardian, but everyone agrees on one thing. It's not normal, and it's not alone. It could be serious.
It could be Sirius Black.
Mm-hmm.
You never know.
Yeah, or the Grim.
Yeah, I feel as though animal ghosts, which sounds crazy, they're gonna be like, well, no, are just so much less threatening. Like, I'd be so much less scared of, like I love when, a place is, like, a cat. Like, the Stanley Hotel has the cat. I'm pretty sure it was the Stanley Hotel that has, like, the cat.
A lot of places
that, like,
have the cat.
I love it. The ghost cat. Or the ghost dog that roams the cemetery.
Yeah.
I love it.
There's something... I don't want to say peaceful, but,
Yeah,
like,
but...
non-threatening.
Well, so much less threatening
Yeah.
than a regular ghost.
Yeah, maybe it's just because people in general are just threatening.
Right.
Sometimes we just suck.
Yeah. But the dog is not the most famous ghost of the castle. Perhaps the most famous ghost of the castle is a woman. Yeah.
I'm going to say, can I take a guess?
Yeah, go ahead.
Is it going to be a lady in white?
So close, Bessie. So close. She is simply known as the Lady in Grey. She has been seen wandering the corridors, crying, screaming, sometimes holding her face in anguish. For years, her identity was a mystery, until workers made a discovery, buried beneath the castle. They found the remains of a woman. After that, reports of her sightings dropped dramatically, as if she had finally been found, finally acknowledged, and finally at rest. Or at least less restless, which I also think is a crazy, like, type of thing. Like, that is so non-coincidental to me. Like, how do you explain that? This ghost that you feel like you all have been seeing this whole time, and you have no idea who she is, you find remains, and then she's gone. She's found.
Yeah, well, they say that, too, when you do work. Like, when you buy a really old home that has a lot of history to it or whatever, that when you start, like, remodeling it and stuff like that, it stirs up spirits and all that stuff. That's why a lot of the buildings that, or structures, I guess, like the serial killers and stuff like that, they end up knocking down.
Yeah.
I think that's part of it.
Oh, for sure.
But, like, what's his face? H.H. Holmes? I believe he had the hotel in Chicago.
Yeah.
Pretty sure it was him. My brain's foggy. I haven't felt good for the last few days, so...
I know, we keep going back and forth on who's sick.
Yeah, it just rotates.
Yeah.
But I'm pretty sure it's him, and, like, they knocked that hotel down.
Yeah.
Now, they probably did that because it was downtown Chicago or something,
Right.
and now they need to make bigger buildings. But, still, Then, we have a bell tower at the castle. This bell tower was built in the 1600s, and inside hangs the oldest bell in South Africa. It was cast in, I almost said 1697. And sometimes it rings, but not like somebody's ringing it.
On purpose.
It just rings on its own. The visitors and staff have all reported hearing it echo throughout the castle, even when no one's near it. One legend claims a soldier once hanged himself using the bell rope. After that is when the ringing began. Is it a coincidence? Maybe. But it's enough that some people refuse to go near that tower alone.
Modern day staff, of course, you would imagine, have their own stories. Security guards especially. Could you imagine working overnight in a place like this? I couldn't. No. I wouldn't want to, for sure.
I might give it a shot. You never know.
Think about it.
There's just part of me that's always like, maybe I'll get like an enemy exam experience.
Right. Maybe. Just maybe.
Things happen at nighttime. Nothing good happens after 2 a.m., but crazy things happen at nighttime.
Yeah, because that's when the doors start opening by themselves. You hear voices in empty rooms. And some guards have reported seeing full-bodied apparitions, hearing full-on conversations in sealed areas, and feeling sudden drops in temperature. Others completely just refuse to work at certain sections entirely, and a few have quit. Because whatever is in that castle doesn't always stay hidden.
So let's step back for a second. Why this place? Why so many hauntings? Look at its history. Built by enslaved people, used as a prison, site of executions, center of colonial control. There's a lot of trauma, all concentrated in one place. Some believe that energy doesn't just disappear. It lingers. It echoes. It replays. Others think it's psychological, that when you walk into a place like this, your mind fills with darkness. But then again, that doesn't explain everything. Which, I don't think it can explain everything. That's knowing what happened and things like that, to me, is also what makes the connection for you to see these things. Like, it's not I really feel like seeing ghosts or having experiences does come from, you have to connect with it. If you don't
have to allow yourself to be that on the level, I feel.
There's like how the kids and stuff will see ghosts.
Yeah.
And then as you grow up, you just dismiss all of it. Whereas you kind of have to, I'm not saying step back to being I guess a kid, is where I was getting, but you have to allow yourself to spiritually and everything open up to be there is something. So I don't know. I think if you open yourself up and not necessarily just hone in on the darkness that was there, but know what happened and the pain people felt or the tragedy that happened there, it allows you to not experience, but see it or feel it.
Yeah.
If you don't, and you just walk through and you're just ghosts aren't real, this, that, and this, then...
Well, I feel like it's also a respect thing, for sure. I feel like there's also a level of respect that I feel like you have to have with ghosts, because I feel like they don't take well to being disrespected. And would you?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, you don't want to be disrespected. Goes back to that, and, a lot of ghosts seem to be from the eras when
people were more respectful.
Yeah, not that people don't have respect and stuff now, but definitely back then respect was respect in your namesake.
Yes.
Your honor and everything was all there.
Manners.
Yeah.
But today, the Castle of Good Hope is a museum. a historical landmark because, of course, it's also a tourist destination, but beneath that, it's something else. A place where the past isn't quiet, where history doesn't sit politely behind a glass. It moves, it whispers, and it watches. So if you ever find yourself in Cape Town, and you step inside those thick stone walls, listen carefully, because you might hear footsteps behind you, or a bell ringing in the distance, or maybe something breathing in the dark.
Thank you for listening to this episode in the Ominous Archives. Today, the episode was recorded by Nick and Em, as always. And we always want to give a shout out to our other team member, Sam from Scare Me Sam, as she always does such great work for us and is always there when we need a hand with something.
Truly.
Be sure to go check out her blog and podcast over at Scare Me Sam. And if you would like to keep exploring the dark corners of history with us, make sure to follow the Ominous Archives on social media and anywhere else you get your podcasts.
Yes.
So until next time, stay weird and stay haunted. See ya.
See ya.